Central Ohio Sports Network's broadcast will begin in less than 5 minutes. I'm Brent Ford, voice of the Westerville Central Warhawks on COSN. Glad you could be with us. Stay tuned. Warhawk pregame is right around the corner in less than 5 minutes. This is Central Ohio Sports Network's broadcast coverage of the Westerville Central Warhawks. Our Warhawk pregame will begin in less than 4 minutes. Keep it right here on Central Ohio Sports Network. Central Ohio Sports Network, our coverage of Westerville Central will begin in less than 3 minutes right here on COSN. Warhawk pregame coming right up. We've hit the 2-minute warning. Warhawk pregame is coming right up on Central Ohio Sports Network. Warhawk pregame begins in 1 minute. Our broadcast presentation of the Westerville Central Warhawks. It's coming up right here on COSN. "30 seconds until showtime. Warhawk pregame is about to get underway right here, COSN. Central Ohio Sports Network broadcast presentation of the Westerville Central Warhawks begins in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
This is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football. Named Best Sports Program in the Country by the National Association of State Radio Networks. Tonight in High School Football is presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Now here's your host, Skip Mossick.
And hi again, everyone. Welcome into another season of high school football all across the state of Ohio. And while the weather is warm, the march to a cold December weekend in Canton begins in all 7 divisions. We have some great matchups to kick off the 2025 campaign, and we'll begin our Week 1 previews next on the Ohio News Network.
Friday night, Under the Lights reminds us teamwork, dedication, and community start in our schools. I'm Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wenson, and on behalf of the OEA's 120,000 members, we are proud to sponsor tonight's game and even prouder to support our public schools. Whether it's touchdowns or textbooks, success starts with a strong foundation. From the classroom to the end zone, we believe in every student's potential because in Ohio, public education matters.
Every day, farmers rise before the sun and put everything they have into a job so few can do. Their courage, resilience, and relentless work shape the legacies and future of our country. At Beck's, we're proud to stand alongside those who don't wait to see what the world will do. They act, they lead, they are the difference. Beck's honors your commitment to your land, family, and purpose. And while we can't predict what the future holds, there is one thing we can do to change it, and that's be the difference, right now, in every decision and every season.
This is Tonight in High School Football on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
We are presented by Beck's Hybrids. At Beck's, they are and will remain farmers at heart. And welcome back, everyone. We'll begin our Week 1 previews in the northeastern region of the state. Our first stop is up in Stark County as Massillon, Washington plays host to Glenville. Massillon coach Nate Moore says you know what you get with the Tarblooders.
Always very talented, always a great team. Size and speed everywhere this year, as in years past. The Tigers are going to have to play really good, disciplined football here early in the season. Be very, very technique sound, tackle very, very well, and just have a great level of discipline. So we're looking forward to this matchup with Glenville.
Over to Wayne County, Downton will play host to Columbus Bishop Reedy. Reedy coach T.J. Berberich knows Downton will be ready for this opener.
Playing Downton is a challenge due to the fact that they're traditionally rich in football. As a team, their quarterback makes them go. That kid's good. He went all-state last year. The running back provides numerous challenges due to his running style. They also have good enough athletes to beat you on the outside.
Couple of good ones in Summit County feature Akron-Hoban hosting Harvest Prep. Meanwhile, Austintown-Fitch will be at Hudson. Next to Cuyahoga County, good one here. Lakewood-St. Edward opens with Pickerington North. St. Ed's coach Tom Lombardo says this should be a good indicator of how good they may be.
We, have a very solid offensive line and skill positions. Secondary is deep, and that should, really help us throughout the year. Pick North, as usual, has a ton of athletes. They're very quick. They got an excellent quarterback who's a Division I player, along with an outstanding running back and a couple of receivers and DBs that are outstanding football players and veterans.
Also in Cuyahoga County, Mentor will be at Olmsted Falls. Olmsted Falls coach Tom DeLuca says Mentor causes plenty of defensive challenges.
Their offensive line, they have 3 Division I scholarship players on their O-line. They have a All-Ohio running back coming back. They have a Division I receiver coming back. So their offense poses some serious problems for us.
Southeast along the river, couple of good ones here. Jefferson County, Youngstown Ursuline will be at Steubenville. Belmont County, Barnesville will host Fort Fry. And in Carroll County, Carrollton opens with East Liverpool. Into Central Ohio, some good ones in Franklin County. We'll begin with DeSales hosting Olentangy Berlin. DeSales coach Ryan Wiggins says this is a tough way to open the season.
They were one of the better teams in the area last year and have been consistently for the last several years. They do a really nice job on offense. They're big up front, and they run a really nice RPO game, so kind of reacting to what you do on defense. They run the ball well. Defensively, they're very, very active. It caused a lot of confusion.
Another good one in Franklin County has Big Walnut playing at Watterson. Big Walnut coach Curtis Krager says Watterson may have a better team than won the state title a year ago.
From all indications, they're even better this year. So we definitely have, they're very dynamic. Their quarterback, Drew Belisari, is an excellent football player and does a great job running the offense and is a threat to throw and pass, or to throw and run. Like I said, we have a huge challenge ahead of us, and our kids are excited for the challenge.
Another good one has London playing at New Albany. New Albany coach Brian Finn knows this will be a physical opener with the Red Raiders.
We've put together two pretty physical scrimmages together heading into week one, which is going to be super important because I believe that the challenge that London possesses is that they like to run the ball. They want to be physical as well.
A couple of other good ones in Central Ohio feature Upper Arlington hosting Anthony Wayne. Meanwhile, in Fairfield County, Pickerington Central will host Gahanna. Down in Pickaway County, Grove City will be at Tays Valley. Grove City coach Greg Waits knows who they need to stop tonight.
Brian Cross does a great job. He's a great coach. He's a legendary coach. He's been around forever. He's got a great running back, and Big Spike, he's a good running back. He's tough, he's the real deal, he's fast, he's strong, so we got to work cut out for us. It's a very physical team, and they do a great job.
Coming up, we'll hit the northwest, southwest, and southern areas of the state as the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football, presented by Beck's Hybrids, continues on the Ohio News Network.
Beck's recognizes this week's player with heart, Libby Baker from Hilltop High School, for her commitment and passion on the field and within the farming community.
I really like the team aspect of basketball. You have to work together to be able to win, essentially, unlike some other sports. And my teammates is really what I love about it. We all have such a great connection.
Libby is active in sports and also in the community, particularly through FFA.
I volunteer at the beef stand, milkshake stand, Barnyard Friends. I also go to the Ohio State Fair and work their beef stand. We do that about every summer. It's like 6 hours. It's a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of new people.
But what's most important to her is agriculture.
It's what truly our country is built off of, is what agriculture does. It feeds us. It provides all of the opportunities for farmers and consumers. So it's kind of like been my whole life.
At Beck's, we are and will remain farmers at heart.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years.
For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is Tonight in High School Football on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
Welcome back, everyone. We are presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Our Week 1 previews continue and take us to northern Ohio to Erie County as Huron plays host to Oak Harbor. Huron coach Sam Holler hopes his team's experience can make a difference in what should be a great matchup.
We have very good experience. We have good depth this year, especially on the lines, which, should help us throughout the season. Oak Harbor lost in the regional finals last year to Liberty Center. They return a solid team, and they're always well coached. This is a big Week 1 matchup in northern Ohio. We're really excited to get it going.
Good one in Huron County has Monroeville hosting Macomb. Next over to Seneca County, Hopewell Loudon will open with Cary. Hopewell Loudon coach Brian Catrulio knows this matchup is always a good one.
It's always a tremendous football game between two
really good small school programs. It's going to be a very physical battle. Cary brings back a lot of players. Most of their skill players returned from last year. They were pretty young, so they have a really veteran team this year. Should be a great football game on Friday night between two really good teams.
Game of the night in Lucas County has Toledo Central Catholic hosting Walsh Jesuit. Down to Auglaize County, Oregon Clay will be at Wapakoneta. Clay coach Derek Pennington.
Wapakoneta poses a lot of challenges. They were 12-1 last year. I think they averaged almost 40 points a game. They're very explosive on offense, and they've been a traditionally very, very good team. So obviously a tough, challenging opener for us, but we're excited to go down and play them.
Game of the night in Hardin County features Hardin Northern hosting Arlington. Down into Montgomery County, a couple of good ones here. Trotwood Madison will host Cleveland Heights, while Coldwater is at Valley View. Valley View coach Matt King knows Coldwater is always good.
They obviously had a really good team last year, really took it to us in our game with them. They obviously lost a lot of starters, but I think everyone knows that a team like Coldwater, that doesn't really faze them. They play very aggressively. They're very physical. They're not probably as big as they were last year, but boy, their style of play is really impressive.
Over to Clark County, Jonathan Alder will open at West Liberty Salem, a team that Jonathan Alder coach Brent Glass has a lot of respect for.
Made the Division 5 state semifinals, so obviously it's a program who knows how to work hard, how to win. They did lose some players, but winning begets winning in high school football and high school sports overall. So again, they know how to win and are extremely tough, physical group. Super excited about week one. Really competitive game. Ready to go up to West Liberty Salem.
Good one in Clinton County tonight features Clinton Massey hosting Waynesville. Next into Hamilton County, Cincinnati St. Xavier plays host to Lakota West. St. X coach Steve Specht says they'll find out early what his young team has to offer.
They're big, they're physical, they're fast, they're very well coached as always. Got a great kicking game. So we'll find out. We've got to develop offensively with new identity and new quarterback with Jackson Fry. But like I said, we've got great senior leadership, good nucleus of kids that came back, and we feel good about the opportunity on Friday night.
Saturday, Moeller will host Princeton. Moeller coach Bert Bathiani says it's good to start the season against a great rival.
They got a ton of athletes on offense that could really take the ball to the house at any moment. So you got to keep those guys bottled up. And on defense, they're really good on the edges and they're really good in the secondary. And I think they're really well coached too. So Coach Peak's got them going in the right direction, and they're very multiple on defense, and they get after you.
Southern Ohio, Pike County, Waverly plays host to Miami Trace. Waverly coach Chris Crabtree knows they'll need to stop the run.
Obviously, they got an experienced offensive line with the Guthrie kid and do a really good job running the football. And again, their quarterback's a pretty dangerous run threat as well. So for us, the things that we're going to have to do and what we've talked about this year is do a really good job of trying to stop the run.
Good one in Scioto County features Portsmouth West hosting Fairland. Up to Athens County, Nelsonville York will open at Trimble. Nelsonville York coach Rusty Richards says there are no secrets in this matchup.
Coach Ferris is going to want to run the football, so we need to stop the run as in any game, and definitely put them in like third and long situations. Because again, they're 90% run, 10% pass. As always, it's week one. The team that limits, your turnovers and wins that turnover battle a lot of times wins this football game.
And a good one to close in Noble County features Buckeye Trail playing at Caldwell. And we'll be back to wrap up this week's edition of the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football, presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling, next on the Ohio News Network.
Friday night, Under the Lights reminds us teamwork, dedication, and community start in our schools. I'm Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wenson, and on behalf of the OEA's 120,000 members, we are proud to sponsor tonight's game and even prouder to support our public schools. Whether it's touchdowns or textbooks, success starts with a strong foundation. From the classroom to the end zone, we believe in every student's potential. Because in Ohio, public education matters.
Every day, farmers rise before the sun and put everything they have into a job so few can do. Their courage, resilience, and relentless work shape the legacies and future of our country. At Beck's, we're proud to stand alongside those who don't wait to see what the world will do. They act, they lead, they are the difference. Beck's honors your commitment to your land, family, and purpose. And while we can't predict what the future holds, there is one thing we can do to change it, and that's be the difference. Right now, in every decision and every season.
This is ONN.
And that'll put a wrap on week 1 of tonight in high school football. As always, wherever your team's in action, hopefully they're going to come out on top. For Brian Mays, I'm Skip Mossick. Enjoy your game broadcast. This is the Ohio News Network.
This has been the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football. Presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling from the Ohio News Network.
The following is a broadcast presentation of Central Ohio Sports Network. Welcome to Warhawk Pregame on Central Ohio's Sports Network.
There's something special about high school football on Friday nights. The glow of the lights, the sound of the band, the packed stands filled with classmates, families, and neighbors. It's where young athletes chase their dreams. Communities come together, and every snap becomes a memory that will last a lifetime. The energy, the passion, the pride. It's what makes Friday nights unforgettable. And tonight, the stage belongs to Westerville. Westerville Central, flying high in black and silver, clash with Westerville North, charging onto the field in cardinal and gold. It's rivalry built on pride, tradition, and bragging rights. Under the Friday night lights, every play matters, every hit counts. Warhawks versus Warriors. It's more than a game. It's the Throwdown across Maxtown, and it starts now.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The year was 1907. The Cubs won the World Series and the Ford Model R hit the assembly line. While here in Ohio, school administrators came together to form the Ohio High School Athletic Association. One thing that hasn't changed since 1907 is the dedication of the OHSAA to education-based athletics in Ohio. School sports teach responsibility, sportsmanship, and life lessons that stay with students long after their playing days are over. The OHSAA seeks to prepare students not for the next level of sport, but for the next level of life.
You're listening to Warhawk Pregame on Central Ohio Sports Network.
Welcome inside Warhawk Pregame from McCain Stadium here on the campus of Westerville North High School. It feels like Friday Night Lights. It's come to Westerville, and it's a matchup that will last eternity for a lot of these young athletes out on the field. Westerville Central has struggled the last couple years against Westerville North, as the Warriors have claimed the Kurt Chakowski Throwdown across Maxtown Memorial Trophy. The Warhawks want to get that back. And how can they do that? They're going to have to play like they've never played before. And things have gotten better. We heard it on the Josh Frankie Coaches Show last night with strength coach Dan Schaefer talking about how good the offseason went for these football players of Westerville Central. Brent Ford with you here from inside the press box, and we've added a new member to our broadcast team this year. He's going to be working the sidelines. You heard him during basketball. Wes Minke is down on the sidelines, and we'll bring him in now. And Wes, I know both of us former alumni of Westerville Central, and this is one of those matchups that you just look forward to each and every single year. It's the battle and throwdown against the team across Maxtown.
Yeah, this one just matters more than probably any other game on the schedule. We heard Omar Bangura say it last night. 1-9 is fine as long as the one is against North. So this game means a ton to us, means a ton to these guys on the field. Can't wait to see what happens tonight.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup, that's for sure. Westerville Central will be starting a freshman quarterback. Nate Miller, the third at quarterback. He's also listed to play middle linebacker. I doubt we're going to see him do that at all throughout the season. 6 foot, 192, and he does not look like a freshman. He is going to be something that everyone is keeping their eyes open to because he had an impressive offseason, had an opportunity to start in a 7-on-7 tournament up in Toledo for Westerville Central and won the championship that weekend for the Warhawks. And so the future looks bright for Westerville Central. Coach Frankie was adamant about how well things have gotten for his program. Just in his second year now, 14 months at the helm of Westerville Central. 34-0 was the score last year on Warhawk Stadium, and they had that everywhere around the school last year, over the last year, getting ready for this game tonight. The head coach for Westerville North, Stan Jackson, will have his squad ready, and he's just got a great coaching staff that have really brought this Westerville North program out from the depths, and they are ready and primed for a big Friday night as well. When we come back inside Warhawk pregame, we're going to hear from Westerville Central head coach Josh Frankie, and he'll talk about the matchup as we get things rolling here in this throwdown across Maxtown on your home of the Warhawks, Central Ohio Sports Network.
Phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait. Attention on the road, that's the only way. Phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Ohio at highschoolofficials.com.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Warhawk Pregame on Central Ohio Sports Network.
Welcome back inside Warhawk Pregame, Central Ohio Sports Network. Brent Ford joined with Westerville Central head coach, Coach Frankie. Coach, we talked at your show that this is the moment. It's time to gear up, put everything on, put everything you've worked on together, put it onto the gridiron, and see what you can throw at Westerville North. How do you feel right now?
Listen, man, it's a whole mix of emotions. You know, I told one of our assistant coaches, like, it's going to be hard not to get choked up in pregame, not because you're sad, but just because you have all these bottled up emotions that have kind of been festering for 10 months. So, you know, we're ready to go. It's been a long wait, long time coming. We've had a lot of long nights and early mornings in the weight room, and here we go. So.
You're starting your freshman quarterback, but how is the team rallying around him to get through tonight?
It's been phenomenal. I think they've all bought in. I think they know that he's the guy that needs to lead him out here on a Friday night, the first Friday night. And for the rest of the Friday nights, I think you're going to see them rally around him on the field in game action. I think not only are they going to protect him, but they're going to see them try to do their best to help him out and help make plays.
Defensively, how are you going to stop Westerville North's offense?
Listen, we're going to rely on our front seven to do that, and then get them in a passing situation. And they have a big offensive line, so pretty sure that they're going to try and do everything they can to run the football. And so we're going to do our best on the front seven to stop them, and then hope the secondary can hold up against their first-year starting quarterback.
Last year, this game went 34-0, and that's a pain in your side right now.
Is, yeah.
How do you overcome some of the big obstacles in this game, like knowing that Westerville North has a 2-game winning streak on you right now?
You know what? It's like I told our team, and I even told our student body today. Tonight's not about last year. Tonight's about this year, and that's the main focal point. We are not the same team we were last year. We're this year's team, and I think everyone's going to kind of see that here in a couple hours.
When your receivers go out there and they're running down the field, what do you hope that your quarterback, Nate Miller, sees down the field?
I don't need to hope. He's going to. He's a smart kid. He has really good awareness, always keeping his eyes downfield, understands safety rotation and quarterback or cornerback leverages. So I know that he's going to make the proper reads. And, again, I don't have to hope for it. I know it.
Coach, when you're thinking about how the offseason went and you're coming into this game, what goes through your mind when you think you have to open up with your rival in week 1 on the road?
I mean, it's not ideal just because week 1 you always have so many different intangibles that you don't even think of. How are special teams going to work? How are substitutions going to work? Are we going to have some delay games? Are we going to have penalties? Are special teams play? Is it going to be good? Are we going to have botched snaps? And so there's so many questions. You would really like to hit the ground running on a team that you have a little bit more confidence in, but rather than a rivalry game, because rivalry games are toss-ups no matter what week you play them in. So you'd like to get your feet underneath you, but they're in the same situation. They're playing a rival too, and they're doing the same things that we're doing. And they have the same worries, the same concerns, and the same likelihood scenarios that we're kind of playing through as well. So it's an even playing field, and we're ready to go.
Coach, best of luck tonight.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
That's Westerville Central head coach Josh Franke. We'll have kickoff next on Central Ohio Sports Network.
This has been Warhawk Pregame on Central Ohio Sports Network.
Welcome to today's game. This is Paul Keels, and you know how much I love broadcasting the Buckeyes, but I also love high school sports. On behalf of the OHSAA, let's all do our part to set a good example and make this a fun and safe experience for the kids involved. I know this game means so much to the players, coaches, and fans, but high school sports are about much more than the wins and losses. They teach life lessons that will be with the players long after their playing days are over. Good luck to both teams, and remember to respect the game.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. A referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Ohio did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Connect with Central Ohio Sports Network on Twitter and Instagram at COSN Audio, and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Central Ohio Sports Network. COSN social media will have score updates, pictures from the game, audio clips, interviews, and more. Follow and like today. Central Ohio Sports Network. Sports coverage by the fans.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're
Friday Night Lights is upon us in Westerville. The Warhawks and the Warriors get set to take the Throwdown across Maxtown to the next level. Head coach Josh Frankie of Westerville Central says his Warhawks are as ready as they're ever going to be. And Stanley Jackson, the head coach of Westerville North, has his Warriors primed as the Warhawks of Westerville Central run out onto the field for the first time in 2025. They run out to their student section on that far side of the stadium. It is a whiteout for Westerville Central, and it is just a regular game for Westerville North. They went with all Cardinal. And the Westerville North Warriors are making their way out onto the field in their Cardinal and gold. Let's set the scene for you here from Westerville North. The Warhawks are going with their alternate uniforms. The all-white pants, white tops, and white helmets for the first time in school history with hawks across the sides. And on the sleeves, our sideline reporter Wes Minke described it as white lightning bolts flashing through the darkness on the sleeves, and I thought that was a great explanation. Westerville North will be in their home Cardinal uniforms, trimmed out in gold, gold numerals, gold lettering, Cardinal helmets, that gold stripe and that gold N on the sides. The opening coin toss was won by Westerville North. They deferred, and they will defend the north end zone, so we will get to see for the first time in 2025 the freshman quarterback. And Nate Miller, we'll get our first look at him and how he'll handle this Warhawk offense. Coach Frankie described Nate Miller as very high IQ with football. He understands what a defense is throwing at him. He also has the ability to change plays at the line of scrimmage. He's got a lot. Now, the one thing is he mentally prepared for an opening game like this on the road against a big rival? To me, that's the biggest factor, is can he handle what Westerville North is going to throw at them? We'll see what happens as the Westerville Central gets ready to accept the opening kickoff. This game is also being broadcast on the CW Columbus, so we will have some TV timeouts throughout the evening, and of course a little delayed start as well for the TV broadcast to get on air. Didn't get a chance to see him, but Marty Bannister is on the play-by-play for the CW. He sent us some notes beginning of the week, and we appreciate that, so thanks, Marty. Thanks to all those loyal listeners out there over the last 12 years listening to these broadcasts. I'm really excited to be entering year 12. And a lot of other broadcasters around the state are entering their multi-year career as well. And then I think we're going to open the game with instead of a kickoff here, we're going to start with a memorial. Handoff. Michael Stein is going to have it, and he's going to run up on the far side for Westerville North. Micah Stein into the end zone. Touchdown for Micah Stein. Micah Stein gets the first carry, the first touchdown for Westerville North, and an honorary snap for him. So congratulations to Micah Stein. Didn't know that was happening tonight. Worked off the fly on that one. What was the view like down on the field, Wes Minke?
It was nice. Looked like Central gave a nice warm ovation. They understood the play and let it happen. It's a cool moment. That kid probably will never forget that.
Let's keep it down there with you, Wes. What's the atmosphere like on that visiting side for Westerville Central?
Yeah, there's a lot of energy right now on this sideline. These guys are active and hyped up. You can tell, game one, they are ready to go. This is a big game for Central, no lie.
Well, Westerville Central's return team is out onto the field. All white uniforms, black numerals, black Central across the chest. The numbers actually have a highlight around them, and in the sun, they have a nice little glare. North Warriors are in their home cardinal. Gold numerals, the gold helmets, the gold stripe. Westerville North will kick left to right as we see it. And Westerville Central will receive onto the south end zone. And to kick off for Westerville North will be Griffin Wolf. Cam Hebner is back deep for Westerville Central. And the 2025 season is underway. The throwdown across Maxtown is into the air, and it'll be brought down at around the 3-yard line near side, working in the near hashes, into the middle of the field to the 25-yard line for Westerville Central, and they'll bring it out to the 29, where Westerville Central will start 1st and 10 in 2025. That was Omar Bangora on the return for the Warhawks of Westerville Central, and now we get to see the freshman starting quarterback for the Silver and Black in Nate Miller. And they will start this for Westerville Central at their own 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Warhawks. They'll work Nate Miller into the shotgun. Play clock is at 20. He's got plenty of time with a back to his right hip. 2 receivers split out wide to the right. Movement on the offensive line. And I think we're going to have a false start here against Westerville Central. First game jitters for the Warhawks. A little flinch on that left side of the line. And so on the penalty, it'll put them back to the 24-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Warhawks. The snap to Miller. Throw on his first play. Rolls out to the right, onto the sideline, incomplete. He was looking on that far side to, I believe, Dominic Least, but there is a penalty marker down on this near side, and I think it's going to be an eligible man downfield against Westerville Central. Did I see that number right? No. Little miscommunication by Westerville Central for the first couple snaps. The rivalry has been pretty prominent in their face over the last 12 months. The penalty has been declined.
That'll bring up a 2nd down and 15. Ball remains at the 24-yard line.
It will move it to 2nd down. Ball stays at the 24-yard line for Westerville Central as they work right to left. A receiver to the near side left. A man in motion to that right side. Kevin King-Foku on the carry right side, and he gains almost 14 yards on the carry. What a run on the right side for Kevin King-Foku. And it'll bring up 3rd down and about 1. Manageable now for Westerville Central.
To the 38-yard line, it'll be a 3rd down and 1 for the Warhawks.
So what looked to be a bad start for Westerville Central turning into a better one, as it's now 3rd down and manageable. 3rd and 1 from their own 38-yard line. Ball far hash mark, and we're going to have a penalty marker before Westerville Central even gets to the line. And I believe it's going to be an illegal substitution against Westerville Central.
Illegal substitution against the Warhawks.
Looked like Omar Bangora was running off the field, and they didn't communicate that. Now 3rd and 1 goes to 3rd and 6 for Westerville Central.
It'll bring up a 3rd down and 6.
And they'll be back at their own 33-yard line. On the far hash for the silver and black. Substitutions come in and out. Warhawks into the huddle. Play clock at 15. They'll break with 3 receivers bunched out wide to the right. They go spread it to the near side left with 2 receivers. It's Cam Hebner to the near side left. Nate Miller alone in the backfield. Pressure coming, throws, near side, incomplete. He was looking for Cam Hebner, and the defense was spot on for the Warriors. Lawson Achani was there for, correction, that was Christian Wells on the stop for the Warriors, and now Westerville Central on that 3rd down will have to punt it away on 4th and 6 at their own 33. Alexander back deep for the Warriors. And we're going to get a whistle and a timeout by Westerville North. So the Warriors have to take a timeout to get everything in order. They weren't quite ready for special teams. Cohen Buss was back deep to get ready to punt it away for Westerville Central, and North said, no, hang on, we have to figure this out. So they'll burn a timeout in this first half. And Westerville Central, in their opening drive, only a positive 4 yards in that entire time, and they took a minute off the clock. So out of the timeout, Cohen Buss will get ready to punt it away for Westerville Central. And it'll be C.J. Wells and D.C. Alexander back deep for the Warriors. So Buss lines it up. Snap is back, runs into it. It's going to be a short punt. It's barely going to get across the 50 on the far sideline, and it goes out of bounds right around the 44-yard line. We'll see where the officials mark it. They mark it all the way up to the 48-yard line.
The Warriors take over 1st down and 10, Warriors!
Yeah, the discipline for Westerville Central. Just heard Wes in my ear say the lack of discipline early. And I would agree. Westerville Central a little jittery on that one, not getting everything they need together. Let's see if they can turn things around on this defensive side as Westerville North will start with the football. 1st and 10, 10:46 to play. Here in the opening quarter, they're on their own 48-yard line on 1st and 10. They'll run it up the middle. They have a hold of the 40 of Westerville Central, still churning his legs. Is Childress, and he gets a nice gain of almost 15 yards on the carry. Into Westerville Central territory. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line of Westerville Central. They'll move onto that left side hash, working left to right. Jakari Stovall will be in that quarterback. He's got 2 receivers to his near side right, 1 to the far side left, 1 back in the backfield. Play clock at 16. They take the snap. They hand it off. Childress, another hole up the middle, breaks out of the tackle at the 30, spins his way to the 25, and down at the 24. Another pickup, but not before a penalty marker on the play is going to bring this one back on a hold by Westerville North. Well, up front, Westerville Central early has to find an answer for Caden Childress on the carry. The penalty will mark Westerville North back to the 47-yard line of Westerville Central. 1st and 20. Out of the huddle, Westerville North will go with Childress in the backfield On to the left side of Stouffville. 3 receivers to the near side right, 1 far side left at the numbers. Ball between the hashes at the Westerville Central 47. Stouffville under pressure, throws into the flat far side, Childress, and he breaks it the far sideline to the 40, 30, all the way down to the Westerville Central 25-yard line. Pass him the flat for Childress, and he was able to pick up a big chunk of yards and keep the Westerville North drive alive.
First down and 10, Warriors.
Ball will be spotted back at the 26-yard line for the Warriors, where it'll be 1st and 10. North will bring 2 receivers to this near side right. It's Smith into the slot. 1 receiver out wide to the left. Stouffville will hand it off to Childress up the middle, and that time the Warhawks are able to get a stop. And that time, getting the stop for Westerville Central was Noah Mitchell.
No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for Westerville North. No gain on that play. 9:20 to play in the opening quarter. No score in the throwdown across Maxtown. But Westerville North trying to put something together here. Out wide to the left will be C.J. Wells with 2 receivers to the near side right in Alexander and Smith. Stouffville will go into the shotgun. Play clock running down to 5. 1 back to his left, and Coach Stan Jackson's going to have to burn his 2nd timeout and get things organized for his offense this time. So he'll only have 1 timeout remaining, and we're not even halfway through the first quarter yet.
Special thanks to Jericho Financial. They're proud to live, work,
And I'm sure the tensions on that sideline for Westerville Central are, we have to figure this out and everyone has to calm down. Wes, what are you kind of witnessing right now?
Yeah, a lot of ANC emotions over here. Everyone trying to get everything back settled in, back into the groove of things. I think this offense is kind of talking. I've seen quarterback for Central kind of walking around the sidelines talking to his guys, getting his O-line back in the right phase. But hopefully this defense can figure out get a stop here.
Yeah, that'll be critical for Westerville Central, is getting that offensive line clicking to give Nate Miller the time he needs in the pocket. And so out of the 2nd burn timeout by Westerville North, they'll come out with 2 receivers out wide to the left. That'll be C.J. Wells and Jaden Smith. To the near side right is DZ Alexander. He's all the way out to the numbers. Ball closer to the far hash mark for Stouffville into the gun. Play clock at 16, the snap. Play action over to the near side. That's Desmond Octan. And he'll make his way inside the 20 down to the, looks like they're going to spot him at the 17-yard line. It is going to bring up 3rd down and about 1 for Westerville North.
3rd down and 1. Braden Warden on the tackle for the Warhawks.
Braden Warden on the stop for Westerville Central. And on 3rd and 1, the Warriors will put 2 receivers near side right, 1 to the far side left. Stouffville will go into the gun, and he'll have Major Jackson onto his left side hip, or that's Childress. I can't see the number. It does look like it's Childress. He works toward the left, 15. Tries to spin down into the 12-yard line. Penalty markers, yep. Penalty markers come in. And the white hat will look toward the press box here. He'll say holding against Westerville North. So 3rd and 1 play is going to be eliminated, and they'll back him up. Westerville Central looking sharp in the all-white uniforms. And with the penalty, it'll spot the ball back for Westerville North at the 20, should be the 26-yard line. No, the 24. I can math. Sorry.
With the penalty.
Well, on 3rd down and long, they're probably going to have to throw it. And right now, they're setting up with Jaden Smith and Desi Alexander out wide to the right. They'll put 2 receivers out wide to the left as Westerville North works left to right. That's what I thought. I thought there was more to that penalty yardage. Ball will be spotted back at the 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 12.
The 28-yard line.
So that changes the play call for Westerville North as well. So a 4-receiver set for Stouffville out of the gun. He'll work with Childress behind him. 8:05 on the first quarter clock. No score. This is the first possession for Westerville North. Westerville Central had to punt it away on their opening possession. Stouffville dropping back, hands it off Childress up the middle, gets across the 25 to the 20, breaks a tackle down to the 17-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down. He was able to get all those penalty yards back. And for Westerville North, it's going to be 4th and 1 now. What will they do?
Takes the ball down to the 18-yard line. 4th down and 2.
Actually, they're going to spot it back at the 18, so it's 4th and 2. And it looks like Westerville North is electing to try and go for it. So Stouffville will work out of the gun. Big 4th and 2 early in this game for the North Warriors. A 3-receiver set on the far hash mark with 2 receivers to the near side right. They'll hand it off. Major Jackson up the middle to the 15-yard line, and I think he's going to have enough for the first down. He got 3 yards. And it is a first down. Looks like Mohammed Bangura was in on the stop for Westerville Central. And that really energized the north sideline. And that'll be a fresh set of downs for Westerville North at the Westerville Central 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Stouffville will work out of the gun. Major Jackson will be onto his left hip. 2 receivers to the near side right, 1 out wide to the left. Play clock at 8. The handoff to Major Jackson up the middle, gets across the 15, and he'll be dropped down at the 14 and a fumble on the field. And it looks like Westerville North is going to recover.
Major Jackson, the ball
looks like 2 yards on the gain to the 13-yard line.
2nd down and 8.
2nd down, 8 coming up for the Warriors. This drive started at the 10:46 mark on the clock. And we are counting down 6:22 in this first quarter remaining. No score yet. North Warriors will work from the far hash mark, working left to right, 2 receivers near side right, 1 out wide to the left. There'll be Childress on the handoff. He'll get around several tackles and barrel his way to the 10, maybe even the 9-yard line.
Takes the ball down to the 8-yard line.
Well, that has to be over 5 carries now for Childress. Wes, I think if I'm correct, you said that's what he had last year in the game?
Yeah, 5 touches for 110 all-purpose yards and a touchdown. So obviously he's been a big factor in this game so far as well.
They're definitely leaning on their running game here at Westerville North tonight. With 5:35 to play in the opening quarter, it's 3rd down and 4 to go at the Westerville Central 9-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side right for the Warriors. 1 out wide to the left, ball far hash mark. Stouffville into the gun. Childress in the back. They throw across the middle, and it's incomplete. Penalty marker comes in late. Stouffville was looking for Jaden Smith. Pass interference is going to go against Westerville Central here. Nick Creaky, I think, was the one going to be called for the pass interference. The officials making sure that's correct, and it is.
Pass interference against the Warhawks.
And with that penalty, it'll make it an automatic first down for the Warriors. And the ball will be spotted at the 5-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Warriors. 5:15 on the first quarter clock. Now the officials are stopping play for a different ball. Well, Nick Creaky is one of the big-time defenders for Westerville Central and got caught that time with the pass interference. And Wes said in my ear during that time as well that Stouffville got lit up in the backfield. I didn't see that because I was looking toward where the football was being thrown. But on 1st and goal at the 5-yard line for Westerville North, they'll work with 2 receivers split out wide. Childress gets the carry, and he'll make his way to the 4. Gain of 1 on the play. It brings up 2nd and goal for the Warriors at the 4-yard line. Greg Woods on the stop for the silver and black.
One on the play. Second down and goal.
Second and goal for the Warriors as they'll get the call from the sideline. Crunch time for the defense of Westerville Central. They need a stop here. Can they get a goal line stance? Wasting a lot of time. The play clock is down to 5. Stovall out of the gun. 3 receivers set. Play clock at 2. They get the snap off in time, but not before a false start penalty is called against Westerville North. They had plenty of time on the clock. They had a full second left on the play clock. But the false start penalty will mark them back to the 10-yard line. And it will be second down and goal at the 10 for Westerville North. So a little bit more breathing room on that defense for Westerville Central. Alexander and Smith will come out wide to the right for the North Warriors. Ball spotted far hash mark. It's actually at the 9-yard line, where it'll be second and goal for the Warriors. Out wide to the left is C.J. Wells. Stovall into the shotgun with Childress onto his left hip. The snap, dropping back. Stovall rolling out to his right, looking to the back of the end zone. Steps, fires, caught for the touchdown. He completes to Desi Alexander, and the Warriors strike first.
Touchdown, Warriors!
A 9-yard touchdown pass on second and goal gives Westerville North the 6-0 lead at the 4:21 mark, and now the point after.
For the extra point. Jaden Smith, the holder.
Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good.
4:21 remaining, first quarter. Your score.
Griffin Wolf puts it through the uprights for Westerville North, and it's Westerville North leading early on 7-0 in this first quarter of action. And now Westerville Central's offense has to respond. Well, there's not much of a passing game until Westerville North needs it. They're relying on that run game, and up front, Westerville Central looked like they were starting to get into the backfield, but the holes opened up pretty wide for Childress to run through, and that was a tough opening drive for the Westerville Central defense. Wes had it front row on the sideline down there. How'd that opening drive look by the Warriors?
Yeah, it was a lot of, as you said, pushing the pile. This O-line was moving as Coach Frankie expected as well. He said this O-line is going to push this pile back. They got to stick with them. This D-line looked aggressive towards the end down by that goal line, but just couldn't get the stop when they needed it.
It'll be
back for the Warhawks,
Omar Bangora and Cam Hebner back deep to receive the kickoff from Westerville North. Griffin Wolf to kick it away for the Warriors. 7-0. 4:21, first quarter. Westerville North leads Westerville Central. Wolf's kickoff is away. End over end. Omar Bangora comes down on it at around the 8-yard line, out to the 15, 20, middle of the field, 25 to the 30. Tries to break a tackle and gets down to the 32-yard line, where it will be first and 10 for Westerville Central.
Demarion Lovett on the stop for the Warriors.
4:15 to play now, and that's what Westerville Central has to work with. They have all 3 timeouts in this first quarter, or first half, I should say. Westerville North only with 1 remaining in the half.
First down and 10, Warhawks.
From their own 32-yard line, Westerville Central. Cam Hebner will come out wide to the left. They stack the backfield for Nate Miller into the shotgun. Snap to Miller, hands it off. Kevin King Foku will run on the right edge across the 35 down to the 39-yard line. And that will give Westerville Central some positive yards on a first down play. No penalty markers there. They just had to get those first drive jitters out of the system. And it'll be second down and about 3 for Westerville Central at their own 39-yard line. Working right to left in their all-white uniforms on the far hash mark. Nate Miller is going to go under center. They'll hand it off to Kevin King-Foku, who works onto the right side, and he's going to have enough for a first down, gain of 3 yards on that right side, and it'll bring up a fresh set of downs for Westerville Central, 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. A gain of 5 yards for Kevin King-Foku. You know, Coach Frankie talked about that last night. Last year they were only getting a couple yards at a time, but now with Kevin King-Foku healthy, they're looking at 5 to 6 to 7 yards a carry, and that turns into 10 yards, 12 yards, and only a couple downs per chain length. So, on 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line, Miller will go back into the gun. A couple of backs in the backfield and a receiver out wide to the right. Omar Bangura comes in a sweeping motion, gets the handoff, runs up the middle. Penalty marker comes in. He gets to the 44-yard line. Let's see what the penalty is from this other back judge, and it is going to be a hold on Westerville Central, so back it up. So Westerville Central will, with that penalty, get marked back to the 32-yard line. It will be 1st and 20 as they work right to left. Penalties really hurting in this first quarter so far for the Warhawks. So 1st and 20 at their own 32. Miller into the shotgun. Kevin King-Foku to his left with 3 receivers, 2 to the left. He wants to throw over the middle, incomplete. He was looking at the 37-yard line, intended for Kevin Blas, and it was just out of his reach. It turns into 2nd and 20 now for Westerville Central.
Brings up a 2nd down and 20.
Well, I will say the passes seem to be almost on the money by Nate Miller, but he's just also got to find his groove to get into this game. The freshman quarterback commanding that huddle. Breaks the huddle. Play clock is down to 12. 2 receivers to the near side left, 1 out wide to the right. They're going to send a man in motion. Julian Bradley out wide to the right now. And now a whistle and a timeout for head coach Josh Frankie and the Westerville Central Warhawks as they wanted to get that offensive scheme together. And we'll check in with Wes Minke down on the sideline.
Yeah, a couple guys in motion there at the same time. Coach Frankie was adamant to get that timeout. If you think he's nervous early on in this game, I can assure you he is not. He is currently sucking on a purple lollipop. So nerves not getting to Coach Frankie quite yet.
I wonder if they have any extras down there for you or for me up here.
Yeah, taste it out. See what he's got going on there.
It is a warm one here tonight inside the press box. I'm sure with the sun setting, it's getting a little better out there on the field, but according to my phone, it says it's 80 degrees out there right now here in Westerville with some clouds up above us, but the stadium lights are on, the sun is setting, a cool breeze is hopefully going to set in soon. And I see actually the TV hat is out on the field, so they're in a TV commercial right now. And Coach Frankie is going to take full advantage of that extra time to talk things over. Westerville North is huddling on the sideline because they didn't know it was a full TV timeout. And it looks like they're going to be coming back from it here any moment. So out of the timeout, Westerville Central's offense regrouped, and Cam Hebner is going to come out wide to the left. 2 receivers out wide to the right. Nate Miller will go into the shotgun with Foku onto his left side hip. Ball between the hashes at the 32-yard line. It's 2nd and 20 for Westerville Central. 2:34 on that first quarter clock. Bradley in motion, looks to his left. Miller throws far side, incomplete. Omar Bangura got tied up, and the pass was just a little low, and there's a little extracurriculars between these two teams after the play. But that'll bring up now 3rd down and 20 for Westerville Central at their own 32-yard line. Miller is going to go into the shotgun. Omar Bangura goes out wide to the right. Inside of him will be Julian Bradley. Hebner will come near side to the left. Foku to the left hip of Miller in the shotgun. Movement on the line, and Westerville North crossed the line of scrimmage, and it'll be encroachment on the defense. And great job by Nate Miller to get the Warriors to jump off sides. And I'm sure Wes Minke had great view of that one.
Yeah, baby Aaron Rodgers right there. Get the hard count, get him going.
It worked for him, and that makes it a little shorter now. 5-yard penalty makes it 3rd and 15 for Westerville Central, up to their own 37-yard line. Bangura will come out wide to the left. 2 receivers out wide to the right. Now they'll split Foku out wide to the left at the numbers. Miller all alone in the backfield. 4 wide, split either side. High snap, pressure coming. Throws over the middle. Ball is caught and then brought down at around the 40-yard line goes Kevin Blas. Pick up of a few yards. It'll be 4th down and 12 for Westerville Central.
Tylen Brown brings up a 4th down for the Warhawks.
On that protection.
Ball at their own 40-yard line.
It could have been a design play to allow for that catch in the middle, but yeah, the pressure came immediately, so it felt like more of a design more than an oops. Westerville Central in putt formation. Punt is away, line drive, a little end over end, bobbled by the fingertips at the 29-yard line by Westerville North. Bringing it up near side is going to be Demetrius Lewis, and he'll make it all the way to midfield. Check that, that's Alexander. There is a penalty marker down back where Westerville Central was punting. It's laying it back at their own 22-yard line, far side by the numbers. And the officials are going to huddle and talk about this one, but the Westerville North punt return made it out to midfield.
Penalty is against the Warhawks.
That's what it looked like, illegal shift against Westerville Central.
It is declined.
The penalty is declined, and the Warriors will have it 1st and 10 at their own, or at midfield, I should say.
Warriors at midfield.
First and 10 for the Warriors. That's their 2nd possession, and we are still in the first quarter of action. 1:38 to play on the clock in the first quarter. Two timeouts remain for Westerville Central, 1 for Westerville North. North on 1st and 10 at midfield. Jakari Stovall drops back, throws into the flat near side, caught by Alexander, breaks the tackle and makes his way into Westerville Central territory at the 42-yard line. And we're going to have an injured Warhawk on the play on this near side right around the 46-yard line. And looks like it's going to be Chase Herbert, who's hurt on the play, and Coach Stan Jackson came out, head coach of Westerville North, to make sure that Warhawk was okay. The training staffs come out for both teams to check on Chase Herbert. Chase Herbert, a junior, middle linebacker, 6 foot, 192. He's going to be helped off, and they're going to have to help him off the field. He's not putting hardly any weight on that right leg. Let's check in with Wes Minke down on the sideline, who says Coach Frankie had a nice moment with his quarterback.
Yeah, you saw there Coach Frankie going to the sideline, is joined his quarterback Nate Miller on the sides, and just kind of calmed him down a little bit, told him he's good, gave him a little chest pat, and hopefully figure this offense out quickly.
First game jitters, or just getting into the routine of Friday Night Lights, is going to maybe be the woes of the first half for Westerville Central. But out of the injury timeout, it'll be 2nd down and 2 for Westerville North at the Central 42-yard line. 1:14 clock winding down first quarter. 7-0 Westerville North. Stovall rolling out to his left on the play action. Wants to throw, goes underneath, incomplete. In and out of the hands. In and out of the hands of Desmond Okinti. And it was just a bit high, but it looked very catchable from my angle up here. You just couldn't hold on to it. Mohamed Bangora was on the pressure for Westerville Central. So it'll be 3rd and 2 for the Warriors at the Westerville Central 42-yard line. 2 receivers out wide to the left, 1 near side right. Stovall into the shotgun. They'll hand it off to Childress, who works to the 40-yard line, and he's going to have enough for the first down. Picks up the 2 yards needed for Westerville North to keep the drive alive. And Westerville North will look at 1st and 10 at the Westerville Central 40-yard line.
1st down and 10, Warriors.
Well, the Warriors' run game has been the storyline in this first quarter, as they've been able to do whatever they want with the run. And they'll go 2 receivers to the near side right, 1 out wide to the left. Ball far hash mark. Stovall out of the gun. High snap. They'll hand it off. Childress up the middle. He'll get a gain of 1 or 2.
Childress, the ball carrier.
And he'll make it to the Westerville Central 38-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 8.
2nd down and 8.
Mohamed Bangora on the stop for Westerville Central. And that's a player that Westerville Central is very high on. And hopefully he can stay healthy. He's a senior at 6'7", 243. And that'll be the end of the first quarter as Westerville North leads Westerville Central by a score of 7-0 on Central Ohio Sports Network.
Buckeye football great and NFL Super Bowl champion Jim Lachey on sportsmanship.
Winning and losing can teach kids many lessons, but high school sports are truly about respecting your opponent, representing your school, and building the foundation for a lifetime of success. High school sports create memories that last a lifetime. And member schools of the OHSAA are committed to following a high set of standards. Whether it's on the field or in the stands, we can all do our part to respect the game.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Ohio needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
This is the home of the Westerville Central Warhawks, Central Ohio Sports Network.
Westerville North leads Westerville Central 7-0 after 1 quarter of play. And let's go down to the sidelines with Wes Minke.
Yeah, off to a hot start here for the Warriors, but the Warhawks, obviously a lot of emotions in this game, primarily as well from Jacob Richardson, left guard for the Warhawks, who playing in his first game without his father, who passed away this past summer. Obviously means a lot to him, a lot of guys around him praying over him, as well as coaches and players, fellow captains. So this game means a ton to him. This means a lot to the Warhawks as well. So hopefully we can contain those emotions and put them into this game.
You hate to hear that. This rivalry is not unknown for fathers leaving too soon. Of course, they're playing for the Kurt Chakowski Throwdown across Maxtown Memorial Trophy, where Nate Chakowski for Westerville Central lost his father that summer going into his senior season. And a long throw by Stovall is incomplete. It was into the hands of C.J. Wells, but there's a penalty marker in the end zone, and it's probably going to be
DPI. That's a terrible call.
Defensive pass interference. That is a terrible call. Bogatich on the call. I agree. That is just a terrible call. I didn't see much there. I wish I had a TV monitor to see the replays. But That was, from my vantage point, it looked pretty clean, and that was rough.
Ball is placed at the Warhawks 23-yard line.
Let them play a little bit, but
Warriors.
with that, it'll be 1st and 10 for Westerville North, and they get inside the 25-yard line. Ball will be spotted at the 23. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors in Warhawk territory. This drive started at the 1:38 mark first quarter. And they'll run up the middle.
Major Jackson,
and that was Major Jackson on the ball carry. And he'll get a couple yards to about the 21-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down for the North Warriors. 11:33 and counting down in this first half to play.
For the Warhawks.
One of the things that I've noticed here early on is Westerville North really relying on that run game, and then when they do go to the pass game, they've got 2 pass interference calls, a touchdown, a couple big gains that have kept their drives alive.
Flag on the play.
And there's going to be a penalty marker and a false start on Westerville North. So that'll back them up. It was 2nd and 7. Could be now 2nd and long. Major Jackson is going to come out of the game. It'll be Caden Childress in the backfield once again. So they've got almost a dynamic duo in running backs that can help each other out. Ball will be spotted back outside the 25, the 26. It'll be 2nd and 12 for the North Warriors. They'll go empty backfield, 5 wide, 3 to the right, to the near side left. And it's Childress in the slot to the near side left. Play clock is down to 2. The snap, Stovall, pressure coming, dumps it over the middle. He has Childress up to the 20, far side, breaks a tackle to the 15, and he's out of bounds. And it's going to be close to the yard to gain for a 1st down.
Pass is complete to Caden Childress.
I think you're right. I think he's going to be short. Let's see where they mark him. It is at the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. They pick up a nice chunk of yards, though. 10 yards on that play, 3rd and 2. That's the same play that Westerville Central ran on their previous possession that didn't result in 10 yards like that, but Westerville North was able to capitalize. So 3rd and 2 at the Westerville Central 15-yard line for Westerville North. And they'll go 2 wide to the left, 1 out wide to the right, working right to left, trying to score into the north end zone. High snap, handed off Childress, works his way up the middle, across the 15, and down to the 12-yard line. And it's going to be enough for a 1st down for the Warriors.
The 11-yard line. 1st down and 10, Warriors!
It'll be 1st and 10, Westerville North at the Central 11-yard line. And 2 long possessions for Westerville North. This is just their 2nd possession of the game. And they're using up quite a bit of time. First and 10. Major Jackson out wide to the right on the carry, and he's going to get to about the 10-yard line. Pickup of a few yards. It'll bring up 2nd down for Westerville North.
Stop for the Warhawks, Gregory Woods.
Yeah, it was mentioned last night when Coach Schaefer was on the Josh Frankie Coaches Show that it was going to be Westerville Central with the toughness to wear down Westerville North, but so far it's the opposite.
2nd down and 8.
And maybe that's just, we'll chalk it up to opening night, trying to get everything clicking. 2nd down and 8 at the 10-yard line of Westerville Central for the North Warriors. Stovall out of the gun. 2 receivers and a penalty marker on the snap. False start again against the North Warriors. So replay 2nd down, but back behind the chains now. It's been a penalty-heavy first half. And it's giving the defense a lot of breaks that they have not been able to capitalize on yet. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Stovall out of the gun, hands it off to Major Jackson, works right side, gonna be brought down on that right side and in on the tackle.
Pick up a 3 on the play. It brings up a 3rd down.
Was Har for Westerville Central, along with a couple other Warhawks. It's going to bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 11, maybe 10. They're kind of splitting the yards.
Warhawks 13-yard line.
But it is 3rd and long outside the chains. Ball is at the, looks like 13-yard line. 3rd and 11 for Westerville North. Stovall, pressure coming, throws to the near side, and it's caught on the near side, and escaping into the end zone goes Alexander. He caught it with pressure in his face. That was Nick Creaky on the coverage, and he was able to get around it, but Nick Creaky comes up with a little bit of a hobble.
Griffin Wolf on for the extra point, being held by Jaden Smith.
The extra point, as Westerville North has had 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns. Griffin Wolf for the point after. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. Westerville North leads Westerville Central 14-0 in the second quarter, 8:49 on the clock, as Stovall once again connects with Alexander for that touchdown pass. And let's check in with Wes Minke, who saw that play down on the sideline.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Nick Creaky. Just could not bat it down. He batted it in the air, deflected away, and it was taken away for the touchdown. So Warhawks making some plays early, just not getting the bounces to go their way so far.
Thank you, BMI, Federal Credit Union, for your continued support.
Yeah, unfortunate for Westerville Central. The defense hasn't had an answer for the run game, and the couple passes that have gone out by Westerville North have been all positive.
682-6030.
Wolf will get set to kick it away for Westerville North. Back to receive for Westerville Central will be Cam Hebner and Omar Bangura.
Back for the Warhawks, Cam Hebner, Omar Bangura. Griffin Wolf to kick it away.
Wolf has it teed up, and we're ready to kick it away. End over end, Cam Hebner is going to come down on it, back into the end zone for a touchback, and so Westerville Central will work with it out at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warhawks. This will be their 3rd possession of the game.
Hey fans, don't forget.
And they'll start it at their own 20.
The concession stand open and
well, Wes, what would you like to see out of this Warhawk offense going into their 3rd possession?
I think a lot of movement, but the offensive line's got to get that push that we saw Coach Schaefer and Coach Frankie talk about last night. We want to see that push from the offensive line, move the run game. It looked good early on a few plays, but then it kind of got stood up and that pass game stuttered because of it. So if they can get that line moving and the push pile, we can see some offense here for the Warhawks.
Great crowd on hand. Standing room only here at Westerville North. As the first snap for Nate Miller on this possession is going to be a handoff to the left side. And maybe a gain of 1 for the Warhawks. As that was Rylan Moran on the carry for Westerville Central. Rylan Moran, a junior, 5'11", 167. Second down.
Attention in the stadium. Braden Wells from Westerville Central. Please report to the front of the press box. Braden Wells.
8:20 to play on the second quarter. And now we're going to get a whistle and a timeout for Coach Frankie and the Westerville Central Warhawks as they want to discuss things. That'll be their 2nd timeout used, and we'll step aside briefly as the Warhawks trail 14-0 in the second quarter on COSN.
Timeout. right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
This is the home of the Westerville Central Warhawks, Central Ohio Sports Network.
Out of the timeout, Westerville Central will be trailing Westerville North 14-0 with 8:17 to play in the second quarter of action. Westerville Central trying to jumpstart that offense.
Second down and 9 for the Warhawks.
It's almost like going out to your car on a cold winter morning and the battery is dead. And they're trying to jumpstart it. And Westerville Central trying to do that here with Nate Miller handing it off to Foku on 2nd and 9, and he's going to be stopped in the back. Nope, he's going to get to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 9 coming up for Westerville Central.
No gain on the play. 3rd down and 9. On the stop for the Warriors.
Kevin King Foku in his 2 games last year looked very impressive. He's a junior, 6'2", 217, and he's going to be used a lot this season. Miller will go into the shotgun. Hebner will come out wide to the right with one man inside of him. Bangura out wide to the left. Working left to right is Westerville Central. Miller will take the snap, looks to his left, pumps, throws over the middle, and it's caught at the 40-yard line and brought down by Kevin Blas. That could be one of the sparks for Westerville Central on a 3rd and 9 play. Lofted it up in the air, Miller to Blas. They go no huddle. 2 receivers to the near side right. Miller gets some movement on the line. Encroachment. Great job. Another hard count by Nate Miller to get that defense to snap. Agreed. Yeah, Wes just told me he sold the play action well. Settled in. It'll be 1st and 5 now for Westerville Central at their own 46-yard line. Cam Hebner comes out wide to the right. Bradley will go inside of him. Bangura out wide to the left, I believe. Kevin King Foku will get the carry up the middle, bounces off a defender, working and churning his way back to the 45-yard line. He's going to lose a yard on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 now for Westerville Central.
On the stop for the Warriors, Lawson Nachani. Ball spotted at the Warhawks 44-yard line.
Actually, do they spot that back to the 44? They do. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. Or 7, begging your pardon. I can count. Hey, I may have graduated high school and college, but it wasn't with a math degree. Everyone's still working out the kinks, that's right. Hebner comes out wide to the right. Bangura out wide to the left for Westerville Central. Players in motion to that far side, and now a timeout for Westerville Central. And that's going to be the last timeout for the Warhawks. They burn all 3.
Who's feeling lucky tonight? Visit the cheerleaders, scan the QR code,
Yeah,
and you can be
it looked like Coach Frankie was upset with what the offense was doing. They had Kevin Blas and Cohen Buss in motion, and as soon as they both moved, Coach Frankie had to call the timeout. So someone got the wrong play.
Proud sponsor of Westerville North Athletics. Short Orthodontics offers braces and Invisalign for kids, teens, and adults.
So they'll try it again out of the timeout. Hebner's going to come out wide to the near side right. Check that. Warhawks have to go back to their sideline as it's a TV timeout. There's the red hat on the field. And I keep forgetting it's a TV game. I'm not used to that in high school football. So I have to keep reminding myself after the fact. And so one of the TV commercials underway. And it's kind of nice, Wes, to see that Nate Miller was able to get a positive pass there and try to keep things moving. They just got to maybe now find a way to continue the passing game, but the running game has to get going a little bit too.
Yeah, you mentioned, Kevin King-Foku looked nice early on. A couple runs there. He couldn't really get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's definitely a power back, not a speed guy. You want to kind of rely on that pass game, open up the lanes down low for Kevin King. I think when that happens, he will be able to blow this North team wide open.
So 2nd and 7 at their own 44-yard line as Westerville Central out of the timeout. 6:08 second quarter. 14-0. Westerville North leads Westerville Central. Nate Miller will go into the shotgun. Blas and Buss in motion to that far side. 2 receivers set. Split either side. Kevin King-Foku the carry onto the left side and dives his way to the midfield mark. And they'll mark him short at the 49-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. So manageable 3rd down for Westerville Central. Well, there's that big burst by Kevin King-Foku that Wes talked about. And now they need to capitalize it. They're on the edge of Westerville North territory. See if they can emerge in there and try to keep their drive alive. 3rd and 2. It's like 3rd and 1.5, the way they have it marked right now. Nate Miller hands it off. They work the left side edge. They're going to have the 1st down, and on the carry for Westerville Central was Rylan Moran, and he was able to get that left edge. And there's a penalty marker down on the far side. Unsportsmanlike penalty is coming our way for Tavian Wright of Westerville North. Looked like he threw a gesture up there, Wes.
Yeah, he shoved him and then looked at the scoreboard, pointing towards it.
Yep, the officials are not going to like that. There'll be a dead ball personal foul against Westerville North, and that'll push Westerville Central a little deeper into Westerville North territory. The ball is going to be spotted at the Warriors' 32-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Westerville Central. Omar Bangora is going to come to the near side right. Ball far hash mark. Hebner onto the far side left. Miller, the snap, looking near side, looking for Bangora. Near sideline at the 5, and it's almost intercepted by Westerville North. That was Demetrius Lewis. He had it in his hands, and as he fell to the ground, it popped out. The ball was slightly underthrown. Omar Bangora was in the right spot, but it was slightly underthrown by Nate Miller.
Just a double coverage play.
Pass was intended for Omar Bangura.
I like the thought process, though. Let's take a shot, get Nate Miller comfortable throwing the football on Friday nights, and let's go to one of his favorite receivers right now in Omar Bangora. Couldn't connect, but hey, it's close. Doesn't mean you don't keep trying. 2nd down and 10 for Westerville Central at the North 32-yard line. No receivers to the right, all to the left. Penalty marker flies. Kevin King-Foku is going to drop the football. Everyone lands on it. Penalty markers come in at the snap after the fumble. A lot to diagnose here, but who recovered the fumble? And it's going to be Westerville North.
Turnover Warriors.
And another penalty marker comes in after that. We'll have an unsportsmanlike penalty against the North Warriors. Yeah, on the celebration. Tavion Wright will be flagged for that. So there's a lot to digest here for the officials. There was a penalty as the snap happened. There was a penalty after the scrum for the fumble. Then there was a penalty of unsportsmanlike after the celebration of Westerville North being told that it's their football. So let's see what the officials have to say about all this as they huddle and continue to talk it out. Looked like an illegal shift against Westerville Central. That is declined. A dead ball personal foul against Westerville North. And I will assume that has to be enforced. Another dead ball personal foul against Westerville. There's 2 of them. And that is an ejection. Unbelievable. And that should, I'm assuming that should be Tavion Wright. Yep, that's 2. So after all of that, the illegal shift is declined by Westerville North that Westerville Central had. The 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties will mark the football all the way to the 11-yard line in North territory. It'll be Westerville North football, but they'll start it at their own 11.
Ball will be placed at the Warriors' 11-yard line. First down and 10, Warriors.
So 1st and 10 for Westerville North. It'll be at their own 11-yard line at the 5:04 mark, And Westerville North will try to recover. $14-0 Westerville North. They've had a player ejected now for unsportsmanlike penalties. And now their offense back out there that they would have had great starting field position with this, but now with the 2 penalties, they're going to have a lot of pressure, and they're going to tuck and run on first down all the way out to the 30-yard line for Jakari Stovall as the protection broke down, nothing open down the field, and he just tucked and run for a first down and a big gain.
19-yard run.
A 19-yard rush is going to give Westerville North a first down at their own 30-yard line. Under 5 to play in this second quarter. Stovall will work out of the gun. Empty backfield. 5 receivers set. 3 to the left, 2 to the far side right. Under pressure is Stovall. Dumps underneath and stopped right around the 31-yard line. 32 was, when he gets up, I can read the number. That was Childress.
Screen pass complete to Caden Childress.
So a 2-yard gain. Well, actually, they're going to give him 3 yards. It'll be second down.
Second down and 7 for the Warriors.
Second and 7 at their own 33-yard line is Westerville North, and Childress has to come out for a helmet problem, and he'll get that looked out by a staff member on the sideline. So second and 7 for Westerville North at their own 33-yard line with 4:20 to play in the second quarter. Stovall will work out of the gun. A 3-receiver set to the near side left. 1 receiver out wide to the right, far side. Ball far hash mark. Stovall with a man onto his right side hip. The snap. Stovall dropping back. Pocket collapses. Steps up. He's going to be brought down right around the 34-yard line. And in on that stop was Greg Woods for Westerville Central as he tracked him down. It is a positive gain of 1 yard on the carry, but it's third down and 6 to go for Westerville North at their own 34-yard line. Three receivers will come to the near side left for Westerville North. Jaden Smith, Alexander. Check that, they're going to go 2 receivers to this near side left. Play clock is at 7. They're running out of time. They're trying to get organized. Stovall under center. 2 on the play clock. Stovall. Play clock expires. It'll be a delay of game on Westerville North. They couldn't get it off in time. No, they're going to actually say a timeout was granted to Coach Jackson. He burns his final timeout of the half. So no more timeouts for anyone. He gets away with not getting the delay of game penalty, and he saves his field position. It's 3rd and 6 at their own 34-yard line for Westerville North with 3:18 to play in the first half. And this is probably a big third down here, I would think, Wes, for the Westerville Central defense.
Yeah, you can see the admiration for this team right now, for Coach Frankie for holding him in there, but he's not backing down. This is a big third down for this team for any momentum going into the half.
And it's not a big deficit at all right now. Westerville Central only down 2 touchdowns. If they can find a way to get a stop here on 3rd and 6 and get the football back and maybe try to get something on the board going into halftime, that makes the third quarter a little bit more manageable. It's 3rd and 6 for Westerville North. 4 receivers, 3 to the near side left. Lots of movement on the line, penalty markers. And it'll be a false start on Westerville North.
False start against the Warriors.
Mulu Lungu on the false start for Westerville North. Didn't think I'd have to say that name tonight.
5-yard penalty takes the ball back to the Warriors' 29-yard line. 3rd down and 11.
So 3rd down and 11 now for Westerville North, back at their own 29-yard line. So again, Westerville Central's defense has an opportunity for a big stop. It's 3rd outside the chains for Westerville North. They go empty backfield, 5 wide, 3 near side right. Check that, near side left for Westerville North. Stovall, pocket collapses, rolling to his right, throws over the middle. It's caught at the 40, up to the 45. Loose football on the far sideline, and it goes out of bounds. It was picked up by Desmond on the catch for Westerville North, but it rolls out of bounds. I don't think anyone recovered it, but he lost the football on that far side. And they're going to spot him down, I believe, at the 45-yard line.
Pass was complete to Desmond O'Canty.
O'Canty had that in his hands, took a hit, and then somehow after that hit, dropped it. And Westerville North is going to have a player go down. That'll be Taylor who goes down. And the training staffs will come out and attend to him. And with 2:58 to play in this second quarter, Westerville Central trails Westerville North by a score of 14-0. And if you are the Warhawks, you are still looking for an opportunity defensively to get a stop. You don't want Westerville North to put more points up on the board before going into the locker room at halftime. Now that would really hurt when you come out in the third quarter, because remember, Westerville Central received the opening kickoff, and Westerville North is going to start the third quarter with possession. So that's critical. You got to find a way to get a stop here and try to get the football with a little bit of time on there so you can get something up on the board. I would assume that would be the most likely outcome that Westerville Central would want. So 1st and 10 for the North Warriors at their own 45-yard line.
1st down and 10, Warriors.
Clock rolls. So now time is against the Warhawks. 1st and 10, the play clock with 15 on it. Stovall taking his time. 3 receivers to the near side left, 1 far side right. Stovall dropping back. Blitz comes, throws, far sideline. It's up into the air, and it's caught at the Westerville Central 20-yard line. Right into the hands of C.J. Wells.
Pass is complete to C.J. Wells into Warhawk territory. Down to the
Keeps the drive alive for Westerville North. And
Flag on the play.
the Warhawks actually are looking at a penalty marker. And I'd love to hear from Wes, but I think his battery died in the microphone. So we'll have to have him change those batteries pretty quick here to make sure that he's ready to ask Coach Frankie some questions going into the halftime locker room.
1st down and 10, Warriors.
So the penalty actually marks Westerville North back to the Westerville Central 45-yard line, and I wasn't quite looking at the penalty, but it was significant enough to bring them back. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the Westerville Central 45-yard line. 2:20 to play in this second quarter. And penalty marker before the snap.
False start against the Warriors.
And it's going to be a false start against Westerville North. So back them up 5 yards to the midfield stripe. It'll be 1st and 15 for Westerville North. I think we got West back. Stovall on 1st and 15, throwing near sideline, incomplete. In on the coverage for Westerville Central was Nico Bokatic, and the Warriors were looking for Jaden Smith at their near sideline around the 30-yard line as the Warhawks defense was able to get a stop there. I was honestly thought that might be close to a pass interference call because Bokatic had his back to the quarterback majority of that time. So it'll be 2nd and 15 at the midfield stripe for Westerville North with 1:45 to play in this second quarter. And the Warriors with possession lead 14-0 over Westerville Central. Stovall dropping back for North, out of the pocket, rolled to his near side left, throws on the run, and it's batted down by Westerville Central's Brayton Warden. He knew he couldn't have the opportunity to intercept that, so he reached out and batted it down to make sure that if there was anyone around him, no one would grab it. But a big-time opportunity for Westerville Central on 3rd and 15. Their defense needs some help from those Warhawk fans. And the Hawks Nest trying to get loud on that far side as well. Play clock is at 9. Westerville Central last year unable to get off the field on 3rd down, as West reminded me that Coach Frankie said. Stovall with the snap, throws out into the flat near side. Childress comes to the 49-yard line, and he's batted out of bounds. We're going to have some late hits by Westerville Central. Some late hits out of bounds. The Warhawks trying to get out of the sidelines. The Warhawks, I don't think, knew exactly where they were.
Flag on the play.
But there is a penalty marker. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, maybe. It was definitely late hit out of bounds by Westerville Central. And the officials will let us know here in a moment. Dead ball, personal foul against Westerville Central.
Personal foul against the Warhawks.
The penalty on the personal foul will mark the ball up to Westerville Central's 33-yard line. I believe that's where they're going to spot it, and it's going to result in an automatic first down. They had a great stop, but they went a little too far. The emotion got to them in that moment for Westerville Central. And 1:32 on the second quarter clock. And the Warriors have a fresh set of downs, no timeouts. No timeouts for either team. And Stovall will go into the shotgun for the Warriors. He'll take the snap, hand it off Childress. Come to the near side left, 30 to the 25, and he's stopped there by the shoelaces. And on that stop for Westerville Central was Devon Lipsy.
Devon Lipsy on the stop for the Warhawks.
And it is a gain of almost, it looks like, 10 yards.
Brings up a 2nd down and 1.
Now they're actually going to say it was a gain of, no, it was 10 yards. So a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 for Westerville North.
Warriors.
They're inside the 25-yard line of Westerville Central, and they're going to spike the ball. Stovall will under center. That'll stop the clock. It'll now be 2nd down for the Warriors. With 1:10 on the second quarter clock, Westerville North once again within striking distance of the end zone. They're up 14-0 against Westerville Central. Stovall from the near hash mark, working right to left. They're going to put 2 receivers out wide to the left, 3 out wide to the right. Empty backfield for the Warriors. The snap for Stovall. Pressure comes, steps up into the pocket, rolls to his right. Now emerges into the middle of the field to the 15 and is stopped right inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. It'll be close to a first down. And it's going to be maybe 3rd and 1 would be my guess. Under a minute to play until halftime. It is 3rd down and 1 for the Warriors. They've got 43 seconds to work with now. No timeouts, up by 2 touchdowns. Stovall alone in the backfield. Dropping back, wants to throw, has him, at the 10-yard line, and 3 Warhawks bring down the Warrior, as on that catch was Ocanty. And on the stop for the Warhawks, Brayton Warden. 30 seconds to play. The Warriors looking at a 1st and goal. They go no huddle. Stovall under center will spike it. Stops the clock with 25 seconds to work with. And now it'll be 2nd down and goal at the Warhawk 8-yard line. Well, we talked about it, Wes. It was Westerville Central needed to get off the field on 3rd down and not allow for anything to be added to that scoreboard, but it looks like that might be an opportunity here for Westerville North.
Yeah, 3 long drives so far this half for North.
Here's Stovall out of the gun, dropping back, pressure in his face, throwing to the goal line. They're going to be stopped just short. Ocanty is down at the 3-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal. Clock is winding. They've got 7 seconds. 3rd and goal. Stovall will spike it, and they've got 4 seconds on the clock. It's now 4th and goal. This is the longest drive of the game for Westerville North. As far as number of plays go. And it looks like Westerville North is going to bring on the special teams unit. And the field goal team will try to put some more points up on the board. Try to go up an additional 3 points.
For the field goal attempt of 20 yards.
A 20-yard field goal attempt from the right hash mark. So at the 10-yard line will be Griffin Wolf. The snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. And that'll take us into halftime. And as soon as I hear Wes tell me he's got Coach Frankie, we'll send it down to him. But it's Westerville Central trailing at the half by a score of 17-0, as the Warhawks and Warriors will go to the locker room to discuss what just happened out there in that first half. Westerville Central down 3 scores right now, and that's not what Coach Frankie and his staff probably wanted to have at the moment, being down by those 17 points. But now they'll have to go into the locker room and figure some things out as they continue to struggle on the defensive side. They can't get off the field on 3rd down. And unfortunately for Westerville Central, it's one of those moments that they're just trying to find the right rhythm. And the Warhawks will go into the locker room. It looks like Wes was not able to find Coach Frankie as he walked off the field. That's all right. Wes, when you think about that first half, though, briefly, we'll talk about it more coming up in the halftime report, but that first half, Westerville Central's defense just struggled in the long game.
Yeah, and I don't even think necessarily it was a bad defensive half for the Warhawks. It wasn't a lot of big shot plays. It was mainly just getting nickeled and dimed the entire way down the field, but could not get off the field to end that 3rd and 4th downs at all, and North kind of took advantage of that and scored.
Your halftime score 17-0 as Westerville Central trails Westerville North here at McCain Stadium. Our halftime report is next, but first Skip Mossick will kick us off with his Tonight in High School Football here on Central Ohio Sports Network.
From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football. Named Best Sports Program in the Country by the National Association of State Radio Networks. Tonight in High School Football is presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Now here's your host, Skip Mossick.
And hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tonight in High School Football's halftime reports. And while the season kicks off this weekend, a new format awaits for the playoffs in 10 short weeks. We'll discuss that and more with Doug Ute, Commissioner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Doug joins us next on the Ohio News Network.
Friday night under the lights reminds us teamwork, dedication, and community start in our schools. I'm Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wenson, and on behalf of the OEA's 120,000 members, we are proud to sponsor tonight's game and even prouder to support our public schools. Whether it's touchdowns or textbooks, success starts with a strong foundation. From the classroom to the end zone, we believe in every student's potential because in Ohio, public education matters.
Every day, farmers rise before the sun and put everything they have into a job so few can do. Their courage, resilience, and relentless work shape the legacies and future of our country. At Beck's, we're proud to stand alongside those who don't wait to see what the world will do. They act, they lead, they are the difference. Beck's honors your commitment to your land, family, and purpose. And while we can't predict what the future holds, there is one thing we can do to change it, and that's be the difference, right now, in every decision and every season.
This is Tonight in High School Football on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
We are presented by Beck's Hybrids at Beck's. They are and will remain farmers at heart. And welcome back, everyone. Halftime of your game. We are joined for a few minutes this evening by Doug Ute, Commissioner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. And Doug, as the season kicks off this weekend, changes to the postseason format for football this year. I can really see both sides of this, but the bottom line is this is what your member schools wanted, reducing from 16 teams per region to 12. What are the pros in doing this, and I guess are there any cons?
Yeah, certainly. If you look back when prior to COVID, that's the format we were going to, was 12 teams. COVID hit, everybody got in, and we heard a lot from our membership. Boy, we never get a chance to do that. That was awesome. And so we just eliminated that bye week for the 4 top teams and said, let's go 16. The pros of that, what people would say is they're more competitive games. Although I think you're going to see, some similar scores, because we keep an eye on those scores. And our coaches have done a good job across Ohio in the 16-team format when a 1 plays a 16 or whatever, 2 and a 15, that they keep that score manageable. Those games go on week 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 as well, throughout the year, the same teams. But the cons to that are Milan Edison 3 years ago, a 16 seed beating a league rival Bellevue, a 1 seed. And those kids are going to be talking about that at their 40th year reunion. Routinely we have 3 15s win, and the 14s and 13s certainly win as well. And so that's the cons of that, is that we're taking opportunities away from kids. And I've always thought you give kids opportunities and watch see what they can do. And so, we're an association of opportunity, and we felt that we had no choice but to go back to this and see. But we'll continue to monitor the 16, 12, or whatever. Out of our 28 sports, Skip, this is the only sport. Football is the only sport where not everybody gets in. Right. And so, I had a conversation with the director in Minnesota recently about all their teams get in, but they only play an 8-game schedule. And that would logistically pretty much be what we'd have to do if everybody got in that way. But we're not getting a push from our membership to do something like that. But we are getting some folks that want to talk about the 13 through 16 format again. And so we'll continue to talk about it.
Well, Doug, also new to this year's postseason is the high seed will now host the first 3 rounds as opposed to 2 prior. I mean, this should at least eliminate some of the massive task of trying to find, enough neutral sites to put in bids to host, and then your own administration putting that jigsaw puzzle together. Logistically, how much easier should this flow?
Well, the nice thing about doing that is, so a lot of these schools make pretty good money hosting. Their booster club, makes a killing, so to speak, and different sports park cars for $5, and they might make $2,000 in one night. So there's a revenue stream to do that. We weren't having with so many schools having the turf fields now in Ohio. We weren't really having an issue with finding sites to play. It's just that we thought we would give our schools that one extra week of hosting, so that because if you're and I'll just throw this. Let's say I'm at Lakota West. I'm used to hosting 2 rounds, and more than likely now I might have a bye week, and so we only get to host one, and so we stuck that extra week in there for mainly that reason, so our member schools could have that opportunity. But the next part of that is, there are times when in some regions that we do struggle to find a site because you start getting into Thanksgiving and late fall, people winterize their facilities and those type of things. And so this should work out pretty well.
Doug Ute, Commissioner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Doug, we always appreciate your time. We'll chat more with you next week at halftime, okay?
All right, Skip. Appreciate all you do for high school athletics.
And we'll be back to wrap up the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football Halftime Report presented by Beck's Hybrids next on the Ohio News Network.
Beck's recognizes this week's player with heart, Libby Baker from Hilltop High School, for her commitment and passion on the field and within the farming community.
I really like the team aspect of basketball. You have to work together to be able to win, essentially, unlike some other sports. And my teammates is really what I love about it. We all have such a great connection.
Libby is active in sports and also in the community, particularly through FFA.
I volunteer at the beef stand, milkshake stand, Barnyard Friends. I also go to the Ohio State Fair and work their beef stand. We do that about every summer. It's like 6 hours. It's a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of new people.
But what's most important to her is agriculture.
It's what truly our country is built off of, is what agriculture does. It feeds us. It provides all of the opportunities for farmers and consumers. So it's kind of like been my whole life.
At Beck's, we are and will remain farmers at heart.
Connect with Central Ohio Sports Network on Twitter and Instagram at COSN Audio, and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Central Ohio Sports Network. COSN social media will have score updates, pictures from the game, audio clips, interviews, and more. Follow and like today. Central Ohio Sports Network. Sports coverage by the fans.
This is ONN.
Our thanks again to Ohio High School Athletic Association Commissioner Doug Ute for joining us tonight. Enjoy the second half of your ball game. I'm Skip Mossick on the Ohio News Network.
This has been the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football. Presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling from the Ohio News Network.
Song again. Here's that song again. For the 100th time today. Here's that song again. It's gonna be stuck in your head all day. Here's that song again. It will make you cray, cray.
You love your kids enough to watch that TV show a bajillion times. Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat for their age and size. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Pro Football Hall of Famer Paul Warfield. There's just one place where students are students first and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports help young people become confident leaders and role models and use the skills developed today to do even bigger things in life tomorrow. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Connect with Central Ohio Sports Network on Twitter and Instagram at COSN Audio, and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Central Ohio Sports Network. COSN social media will have score updates, pictures from the game, audio clips, interviews, and more. Follow and like today. Central Ohio Sports Network. Sports coverage by the fans. Welcome to the Halftime Report on Central Ohio Sports Network.
17-0 is your score. Westerville North leads Westerville Central here at halftime. Welcome inside our halftime report. Brent Ford with you, as well as Wes Minke on the sidelines. And it has been a rough night. And actually, I say rough night because you look at those opportunities that Westerville Central has had defensively to try and get stops, especially get off the field on third down, and then the unsportsmanlike penalty that comes in. A lot of the penalties have hurt themselves. I mean, and Westerville North is not guilty of that, is guilty of that as well. They've been hurting themselves in many ways. Each team has allowed opportunities on the other side for the other team to take advantage, and no one has been able to capitalize except for Westerville North having several long drives, putting points up on the board. Their first touchdown came at the 4:21 mark in the first quarter. Stouffville completed to Alexander for a 9-yard touchdown pass. That made it 7-0. And then about early second quarter, Stouffville completed again to Alexander, 13-yard touchdown pass. Great defense by Creaky on that one for Westerville Central, but like Wes said, it was batted up into the air and into the hands of Alexander. And then as time expired in the second quarter, Wolf was able to put up a field goal, making it 17-0. And so if you look at some of those opportunities that Westerville Central missed on defense, Wes, it's tough, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, you don't want to get ahead of yourself. It's still a 17-point game, but, as Coach Frankie mentioned last night, this team is not going to get worn down easily. Their off-season conditioning prepared them for an environment like this. We'll see if North can hold up in the second half. And I would also like to mention, last year you mentioned 34-0. We're halfway there, and obviously Coach Frankie does not want to repeat that same feat, but unfortunately right now his offense is not getting enough push to make any changes. Yeah, that's the tough part, isn't it? It's almost a deja vu kind of scenario, and you hate to see that. You hate to say that too. But Westerville Central right now struggling on both sides of the ball. It is a young quarterback, but he doesn't look like the lights have gotten to him. I would think that he's settled into the game a little bit, but I think he's still trying to find a rhythm, which any experienced quarterback, it has to have the ability to find rhythm in the game. And I think that maybe that's just what we're waiting on, is for him to find his rhythm. Yeah, and I wouldn't even say at this point Nate Miller looks out of rhythm. I think his guys are a little shaky, as much as he is too. And if that offensive line gets a little bit of push, I think that opens up the run game. When that run game opens up, it gets Nate Miller a whole lot more time in that pocket to sit back and find receivers downfield. We talked about earlier when he kind of forced that ball to Omar Bangura on that right sideline. I think if he has a little more time and that run game kind of gets going, that throw is a little easier, and that safety's probably not sitting over top waiting.
Well, it's a 17-0 lead for Westerville North here at the break. The Westerville North Marching Band out on the field performing here at halftime. And Westerville Central's band performed before that here at the break as well. We're going to step aside. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more of our halftime report next as we continue from the campus of Westerville North on COSN.
The phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait. Attention on the road, that's the only way. Phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Former Ohio State and NFL quarterback Bobby Hoying on life lessons through sports.
The member schools of the Ohio High School Athletic Association share in the mission of educational athletics. That means that school sports are an extension of the classroom and play an important part of a well-rounded education. Student athletes do a lot more than just play sports, but it's the lessons they learn through sports that last a lifetime.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
My mom has taken up going to the park.
to practice yoga. My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Halftime Report on Central Ohio Sports Network.
17-0, Westerville North leads Westerville Central here at the break. Welcome inside our halftime report as we continue on with what Westerville Central is going to have to do coming out of the locker room. And yeah, I'm not a football expert. I'll be the first to admit that by any means, but I would think that offensively they just have to find the plays that work for them to get the ball moving, and defensively they have to find a way to get stops. And what will that look like? I'm not 100% sure, but they have to find a way to, I would think, to stop the running game. If they stop the running game, then that opens up the passing game. They haven't passed the ball too much, but when they do, they're successful with it. Westerville North is. So, I mean, Wes, what would your thoughts be, both sides of the ball for Westerville Central? What do they need to do coming out of the locker room?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. They got to stop the run game. One of the biggest factors as to North's offense so far has been Childress out of the backfield, either on the screen passes over the middle or those quick little dump out runs he's been having. So I think if they take away that part of the game, it kind of opens up North to have to pass it more. Not that they don't want to or not that they can't, but I think it stops that part of their offense a little bit more, which gives the Warhawks a chance to get off the field in those third downs when it's a forced passing down. On offense, though, the Warhawks got a lot of room to work on. You think that offensive line, right? They talked about how they were workhorses. I said they were a little undersized. So far, North has been proving that to be true. We'll see if what Coach Schaefer said is true as well. If, this team can wear down the North Warriors throughout the rest of the half. Maybe when that fourth quarter comes, that team's able to run the ball a little bit better. If they are, look for those two running backs, Kevin King and Kai Jai, to maybe be an impact player here for the Warhawks, but they got to keep this one close. Already down 17, North gets the ball to the half.
Yeah, that'll be tough for Westerville Central, is coming through to find the opportunities to get the stops, get ball movement. If they can find a way to get the ball 5+ yards or more, like Coach was talking about, then there is that opportunity for Westerville Central to capitalize. But the way Westerville North has been controlling the possessions, they haven't allowed a lot of time out there, and they've really taken the opportunity to make sure that everything that they put out onto the field is effective. Penalties have been big in this one, though, for both teams. They both find ways to put themselves in some penalty yardage as Westerville North is making their way back out onto the field here at Westerville North High School, and Westerville Central is following close behind. And Wes said if he can find him, he'll grab Coach Frankie if he can. But looks like TV obviously always gets the first interview when it comes to the broadcasting scenarios. So Coach Frankie will be a popular man here for the next couple of minutes. Westerville Central trailing 17-0 to Westerville North, as both teams are making their way back out on to the field. And we're going to step aside just briefly. I'll make sure we come back in time to talk to Coach Frankie here as we end our halftime report on COSN.
This has been the Halftime Report on Central Ohio Sports Network.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Connect with Central Ohio Sports Network on Twitter and Instagram at COSN Audio, and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Central Ohio Sports Network. COSN social media will have score updates, pictures from the game, audio clips, interviews, and more. Follow and like today. Central Ohio Sports Network. Sports coverage by the fans. This is the home of the Westerville Central Warhawks. Central Ohio Sports Network.
17-0 is Westerville North leading Westerville Central here at halftime as both teams made their way back out on the field, which means the 3-minute warm-up clock starts for both of them, and so we're probably 3 to 5 minutes away from starting this next half of football. And again, Westerville Central, find that flow, find the stops, get the offense moving, and things can start to work together a little bit here. But they have to find what works for them. The run game has had peaks. The pass game has had a little shiny moment here and there for Westerville Central. And if they can find a way to get both of those running and get the gears turning on both of those, then perhaps you're going to see a different second half. And we'll see if what coaches talked about last night, the athleticism and the off-season training in the weight room has done for Westerville Central. Will it allow them to continue this intensity through the next 2 quarters? There's a lot of football to be played. Being down 3 scores isn't crucial, but at the high school level, it's kind of big. And so if Westerville Central can find a way to maybe get a stop here or there, get us some scores up on the board, then we'll see what we can do. So let's head down to the field to West Minky.
Yeah, here with Coach Frankie as we come out of the halftime break. What has your team done so far offensively that you think needs to change to get some points on the board here in the second half?
I think we're just shooting ourselves in the foot, man. I think we've gotten some good plays where we've gotten good momentum, and then, you get a false start, you get a holding call or something like that. And it's just killing us, just shooting ourselves in the foot. And then we finally get some momentum, we're driving, and we end up fumbling the ball. They get it, results in 3 points for them. So I think if we can just calm down, keep our focus, keep our composure, I think we'll be fine.
Defensively, third down's been a big factor. How do you get off the field?
That's one of the things we address, and again, they're winning the first down. We have to get them behind the sticks. We have to get them in a second long situation to give ourselves a chance.
Thank you for your time. Good luck this half. Back up to you, Brent.
All right, thanks, Wes. I think Coach said it perfectly. They're shooting themselves in the foot, and I think that's a good way to put it right now. Westerville Central is struggling on both sides of the football, and it sounds like Coach Frankie and his staff addressed that in the locker room, and now we get to see if that is going to be put into action by these Warhawks that go onto the field. And a fresh quarter, fresh half, and we'll see what Westerville Central can bring for everybody out here in attendance tonight. The stands are packed. The temperature has started to slowly decrease a little bit. It's now 76 degrees out there. I walked out during halftime and talked to the photographer for Westerville Central during the break, and it was a little cooler out there, so the temperature isn't an issue for both these teams. As actually, I will say one thing. Last year, there was a lot of cramping for Westerville Central in a lot of games, but now that they seem to be a little bit more in shape, that doesn't quite seem to be a problem right now. And Westerville North, the same way. Doesn't look like they are in a position where they're cramping either. Lower temperatures can probably help with that, but even in those cooler temperatures, you can still dehydrate. So you always have to keep a watchful eye on that if you're an athlete. But Westerville Central will have to kick this one away to Westerville North. We talked about that in the second quarter, that they needed a stop. The Warhawks did, but they allowed Westerville North to get on the board, add that field goal, and now the Warriors are going to have the football back again to start this third quarter of action. They won the opening coin toss. They deferred, and now Westerville Central will kick it away to the Warriors. And let's check back in one more time before this kickoff goes with Wes Minky about the energy on that sideline right now.
Yeah, they look pretty hyped up. I just saw Nate Miller walk over and visibly and audibly say, "It's time to go, boys."
And that it is, as getting it teed up for Westerville Central is Rylan Moran, and he says sends it away. He'll be brought down at the 7-yard line on this near side by Alexander, and he'll get a block onto the far side, but penalty markers come in from the back and the far side. Alexander's going to bring it out to the 30-yard line, and early indication might be block in the back. See what the official says here. That looked like the signal for a hold, if I'm not mistaken. So it will be a hold against Westerville North. And that'll push their return back to the 17-yard line.
Ball will be spotted at the Warriors' 17-yard line. First down and 10, Warriors.
So on first down for Westerville North, they look at the 17-yard line. And they'll put two receivers out to the near side left. High snap, they hand it off to Smith on the sweep, and he makes it to back the, they might keep him at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be second down and 10 for the Warriors.
Braden Warden on the stop for the Warhawks. No gain on the play, second down and 10.
11:33, clock is winding down here in this third quarter as we just got underway. And second and 10 at their own 17-yard line for Westerville North. Two receivers to the near side left, two out wide to the right. Stovall into the shotgun. They'll hand it off on the sweep, end around to Smith. He works on the right side with a throw down the far side, and it's caught at the 40-yard line. All the way into Westerville Central territory at the 34-yard line. O'Canty was wide open and then brought down on the play by Julian Bradley. A little trickery, razzle-dazzle by Westerville North, and a deep pass by Smith connects with Otani, and that's how it crumbles with Westerville North into Central territory. What'd you see down there, Wes?
Yeah, we literally just talked with Coach Frankie about not having those big pop plays, and one of the first plays out of the half, and it's a huge pop play for a big number.
Major Jackson, the ball carrier.
Major Jackson on that last carry.
27-yard line. Pickup of 6.
Gain of 6 yards for Major Jackson. Down inside the 30-yard line to the 27-yard line. Second down, and about 4 coming up for Westerville North. Lipsy on the stop for Westerville Central. 10:05 on the third quarter clock. Stovall out of the gun. They'll hand it off. Major Jackson, and he'll get maybe a yard on the play.
Major Jackson, the ball carrier.
And it's going to bring up second down.
On the stop for the Warhawks, Devon Lipsey.
Check that, third down, I'm sorry.
27-yard line, third down and 3.
So third down and 3 for the North Warriors. They're working at the Westerville Central 27-yard line. Ball between the hashes. They'll bring two receivers to the near side left, and Alexander and Smith. Two receivers. O'Canty into the slot, out wide to the right, inside of C.J. Wells. The snap back to Stovall. Rolls to the near side under pressure. Steps up and runs to the 25, slides, and a late penalty marker comes in as hitting Stovall on the ground was Braden Warden. And that did look to be like a late hit to a defenseless player. The officials will huddle and talk about it. Stovall definitely gave himself up on the play. Personal foul is against Westerville Central.
Personal foul against Central. Takes the ball down to the 12-yard line.
That'll spot the ball at the 12-yard line. Automatic first down for the Warriors. And they have another opportunity in the red zone to put more points up on the board. They'll hand it off to Childress, and he'll get to about the 10-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. Second down coming up for the North Warriors. With 8:43, clock winding down, third quarter. Leading 17-0 is North over Central in the throwdown across Maxtown. Stovall will work out of the gun. Major Jackson onto his left side hip. 2 receivers, far side right. Ball near hash. The snap to Stovall. Steps up, looks to the 10. Rolls to his near side and will tiptoe out of bounds at the 5-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down for Westerville North.
Jakari Stovall, the ball carrier.
Jakari Stovall had the carry there. And it'll be 3rd down. And about 3 or 4 it looks like. Hard to tell from my angle. But out of the gun, Stovall will take the snap. Major Jackson will have the hand. And he'll make his way to the goal line, but he'll be stopped just short at the 1. But that will be a fresh set of downs. It'll be 1st and goal for the Warriors. As looks like that Westerville Central side of the field is a little bit low on energy right now. 1st and goal at the 1 for the Warriors. The snap, Stovall keeps it, and he runs to the near side, and he'll lose maybe a yard back to the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal back at the 2. .7:30 to play in the 3rd quarter. 17-0 North. They're at 2nd and goal at the 2. Penalty markers before the snap. And is that what they're going to grant? There's a penalty marker in the backfield, or in the secondary. Legal substitution, I think, against Westerville Central.
Rice, please report to the press box, please. Tanitra Rice, please report to the press box. Thank you.
So it remains 2nd down, but the ball will be moved inside the 1-yard line now. Half the distance to the goal from where it was. 2nd and goal inside the 1 for the Warriors. Ball near hash mark with 2 receivers split either side. Stovall under center. Stovall with movement on the line.
Flag on the play.
And this will be a false start against Westerville North. So it was 2nd and 1 at the goal line. Will now turn into a little bit longer for the North Warriors. Jaden Smith is out wide to the right. And Alexander to the near side left. Ball near hash mark. Ball spotted.
Ball, the 7-yard line.
Now out to the 6-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and goal at the 6. Stovall under center. Major Jackson the handoff. Runs up the middle. Gets across the 5. Down to about the 3. And they'll mark him back at the 4. And it'll be 3rd down and goal now for the Warriors.
On the stop for the Warhawks, Devon Lipsey.
Westerville North has had the football since the 5:04 mark in the 2nd quarter. Westerville Central's offense hasn't been out on the field for almost a full quarter now and a halftime. Stovall out of the gun, will hand it off. Childress works to the near side, down to the 1. That'll bring up 4th and goal.
Aiden Childress, the ball carrier, down to the 1-foot line.
And it looks like North is electing to go for it on 4th and goal. Ball spotted just inside the 1. Looks like they're going to go for it. Stovall's going to go under center. Childress in the backfield. Stovall on 4th and goal. Childress into the end zone, touchdown.
Warriors, Kaden Childress. Flag on the play.
Was it flags on the play, but was it after the play? If it was after, the touchdown should stand. Let's see. Officials are going to huddle. All the penalty markers were around where Westerville North was celebrating, I believe. So this This might be probably against Westerville North if I had to guess. Well, it's taken the officials quite some time to discuss this. So either they saw multiple things or there's multiple penalties. But I think the touchdown is going to stand. The PAT unit is out on the field for North. And the referee is running to the far sideline to talk to Coach Frankie. So what will this be about? They've got one official talking to Coach Jackson, and the head official is talking to Coach Frankie. And now here's the call. It's a dead ball personal foul against North, and a dead ball personal foul against North.
Unsportsmanlike conduct to call against Westerville North.
I don't know if there was 2 or 3 of those the way the official was motioning, but definitely 2 unsportsmanlike penalties against Westerville North. And I believe the touchdown does stand. Yeah, probably enforcement on the kickoff would be a good guess. So I think it'll stand.
Extra point attempt to be made by Griffin Wolf, held by Jaden Smith.
The first rushing touchdown of the night for Westerville North. And now the point after. Snap is back. Hold is down. Kick is up. And it is good. Westerville North increases their lead by a score of 24-0 here in the third quarter at the 5:27 mark to play in the third. And it's been since the, if I wrote it down correctly, the 5:04 mark in the second quarter that Westerville Central's offense was on the field. And that's almost a full quarter and a full halftime as well. And Wes, that's a long time to have an offense off the field.
It's a long time for an offense to be off the field. It's also a long time for a freshman first start quarterback to not play in a game. So as much as you'd like to say maybe it's a little rest and a little time to look back and kind of figure things out, it's also a lot of time for him to think about things and get in his own head. So I'm sure Coach Frankie wants him on the field right now.
So the first unsportsmanlike penalty is assessed. That'll mark it back to the 25-yard line, and then a dead ball unsportsmanlike penalty will mark it back another 15 yards. And it looks like they're going to kick this at the 12-yard line. Westerville North is on our right, and Cam Hebner and Omar Bangura should be back at their own, looks like 35 and 40-yard lines respectively, to receive this kickoff from Westerville North. So an opportunity here for the Warhawks. Good field position is on the horizon if they can field this well. Wolf will tee it up for the North Warriors. And he will get set up. Cam Hebner to the near side left, back at his own 36. Line drive kick, right at Cam Hebner, fields it at the 35, brings it up to the 40. Midfield 45, across the midfield stripe into North territory at the 46-yard line. And that's where Westerville Central will start this drive in North territory at their own, at the North 46-yard line. A great return by Cam Hebner on that play, the junior wide receiver.
Stopped by Jamarion Lovett.
So we haven't seen him in almost a full quarter. Westerville Central's offense, 5:20 to play here in the third. And they're starting at the Westerville North 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warhawks. Here's Nate Miller, but penalty, or I should say whistles before the play, and a Warrior is being told to come off the field for some equipment. Gets a sub in, And now Nate Miller will look at 1st and 10 at the North Warriors 46-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side right. Miller out of the shotgun will hand it off to Kevin King. Foku works on the left edge across the 45, but there is a penalty marker down on the play. Penalty marker, I believe, is going to go against Westerville Central. False start on the offense, and that will push Westerville Central back into their own territory at their own 49-yard line. Ball will be between the hashes at their own 49. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Warhawks. And Nate Miller will work out of the shotgun. Foku onto his right hip. 2 receivers near side right, 1 out wide to the left, far side. Omar Bangura in motion to the far side left now. Miller takes the snap, throws into the flat, far side, caught at midfield, brought up to the 46 of Westerville North, as that was caught by Cam Hebner on the play.
On the stop for the Warriors, Reshawn Lewis.
Reshawn Lewis on the stop for Westerville North. Ball will be spotted at the 47-yard line of Westerville North. It'll actually bring up 2nd down and 11 now for Westerville North. Hebner's going to come to the near side right, ball far hash mark. Omar Bangura goes out wide to the left. Now comes in motion to the backfield. Penalty marker on the play. Nate Miller throws to the near side, looking for Hebner, and a penalty marker comes in that should be pass interference, but there was a penalty marker prior to all this in the backfield, and so the officials will have to sort out these 2 penalties as Cam Hebner got tripped up on that last play. The official says illegal shift against Westerville Central and pass interference against Westerville North.
Penalties
that should offset.
Will replay the down.
And they'll replay 2nd down, so it'll be 2nd and 11. Westerville Central at the Westerville North 47-yard line, 4:45, 3rd quarter. 24-0, Westerville North leads Westerville Central.
2nd down and 11. Ball at the Warriors 47.
Cam Hebner to the near side, right, and inside of him goes Will Morris. Miller hands it off to Bangura. Finds a hold of the far side and gets down to the 35 and inside to the 32-yard line, but penalty markers in the backfield once again for Westerville Central. And in the words of Josh Frankie, they're shooting themselves in the foot. Another holding penalty by Westerville Central will back them up.
Holding is the call against the Warhawks.
Another tough break for the Warhawks.
Ball up to the Warhawk 43-yard line.
Ball spotted on the penalty back to the Westerville Central 43-yard line for the Silver and Black.
We'll bring up a 2nd down and 21 for the Warhawks.
So 2nd down and 21. Cam Hebner comes out to the near side right with Julian Bradley inside of him. Bangura into the slot far side, now comes in motion to the near side. Miller with some time, rolling out to the near side, throws on the run, it'll be underthrown. He was looking for Omar Bangura. The motion was correct, but he just didn't have enough on it, and there's going to be an injured Warhawk down on the field. Mohamed Bangura is down on the field for Westerville Central, and senior tackle would be a loss if this is what I think it is, but no, it looks like it might just be a cramp. I jinxed it. The commentator's curse, Wes. I talked about not having cramps, and then we got one.
That one.
No, Coach Schaefer won't like that at all. So Bangura getting attended to by the training staff. And we'll check in with Wes down there on the sideline. The energy seems to be a little flat on that far side, Wes.
Yeah, they were extremely excited after that Bangor play ended in a first down, but obviously the holding brought it back. And you kind of, every time you see this Warhawks team get a little bit of energy, a little bit of a spark, something drags them back down, something kind of pauses that momentum and clots up that energy.
Well, the CW took this opportunity to go to a commercial break. 4:18 to play in the third quarter, and it's 24-0 as Westerville North leads Westerville Central here in this third quarter of action. We'll remind you that coming up next week, the Josh Frankie Coaches Show will come to you live from a location that I believe is not 100% determined. I have an idea of where it's going to be next week on Thursday night, but be on the lookout to our social media as to where that is. Either way, you can find it on all of our streaming services. That will be at 6 o'clock on Thursday night as we prepare for Westerville Central hosting their first home game of the year against Westerville South. Out of the injury timeout, 3 receivers to the near side right for Central, 1 out wide to the left. Miller takes the snap out of the gun. Under pressure, throwing near side, and it's incomplete. He was intended for, I believe that was number 32, Rylan Moran, and it just falls incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down for Westerville Central.
4th down and 21 for the Warhawks.
And they'll be forced to punt it away. .4:14 on the clock. Warhawks checked the personnel, and they're about ready to start this punt formation.
Back to kick, Cohen Buss.
Buss sends it away. He ran into a little obstacle on the way, and then a muff. Punt is loose at the 22-yard line. Did Westerville Central fall on it? They did.
Fumble recovered by Westerville Central.
Cohen Buss almost ran into trouble on the punt. And then with a little confusion, Westerville North fumbles that punt, and Westerville Central will have the football. So it'll be 1st down for Westerville Central at the North 22-yard line. Check that, 21-yard line. With 4:05 to play in the third quarter, and it's 24-0, Westerville North. So Nate Miller will go under center. And he'll toss it outside. They want to throw on 1st down. Rylan Moran looking for Nate Miller, and it's incomplete. It was in and out of the hands of Rashawn Lewis. And a play that kind of tricked everybody. Lewis was there. The pass was just underthrown and all wide to the right. But on that far sideline, Wes Minke might have had a better look at it.
Yeah, Nate Miller was running free. That would have been a walk-in touchdown if that ball was in the right spot along that sideline. Just obviously, like you said, missed into the right.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Westerville Central at the Warriors' 21-yard line. Miller will go under center. 2 backs in the backfield. Kevin King Foku the carry. And he's going to maybe lose a yard back to the 22-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd down for Westerville Central.
No gain on the play.